For our winter background, for our snowflake art that we're going to create, I'm going to use a technique called bleeding tissue paper. So we can use the color from tissue paper kind of like paint, just by adding some water to our tissue paper. The first step is to take the colors that you're interested in, whatever you like best from this little pile that I gave you, or you can use all of the colors if that brings joy to your heart. I'm gonna take the colors that I like best, and my first step is gonna be to rip these into pieces. So not too small, like, I don't know, a couple inches, not tiny, but not huge. Let's say medium size pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and rip my paper into pieces, and I'm going to use this paper for paint, and I'm going to show you how to do that as soon as I finish ripping all my little slices of paper. I'm going to take my tissue and move it out of the way so it doesn't get wet. That's really important. If our tissue paper gets wet too soon, it will be hard to use. So I'm going to take apart my little pieces of tissue paper. You can see these two are stuck together. And one at a time, I'm going to cover this page by putting down water, tissue paper, and water. Once I put that tissue paper there, I let it just stay. I'm going to move on. Water, tissue paper, water. My pieces can overlap. That means they can go on top of each other. And I'm just going to continue to fill my page with the same technique. Water, tissue paper, water. The only rule is to make sure your tissue paper is separated. You don't want to take a big clump of tissue and put it down. You want to just do one piece at a time. So if you need help separating your tissue paper, you can ask somebody for help, but let's make sure it's one piece at a time. That way we won't waste any of our supplies. All right, so I'm going to continue to fill the rest of my page now the same exact way. Water, tissue paper, water, until my whole paper is filled. Now that I've filled my entire page, I'm not going to take off any of the tissue. I'm going to leave it where it is and let it dry. Some of the colors are going to start to bleed and mix, and it's going to look really beautiful next time we have art.